Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be making some zipless cash envelopes, like these ones. I need to make just a few more, so I thought why not make them together, and I'll show you how I did it. They're not really hard to do, but they're just a bit fiddly, a bit tricky, so I just thought I'd show how I've done them, if anyone would be interested in making them themselves. I just watched a few YouTube videos myself just to figure out how to do it, and then I changed it a little bit based on what I wanted and needed. So the first thing that you would need to do obviously is make your dashboard for each envelope. So I've got 3 left to make. So I've got one for Mother's Day, Father's Day, and then I just needed one for just general saving challenges. So I just made these on Canva. The size is bear with me, I've forgotten. I'll just look at my note. So in Canva, so they are 6.4 inches by 3.2 is how I make these, and they're printed on slightly thicker paper, but not really thick. They're still quite bendy. I don't want them too thick because the laminator is probably going to struggle. So that would be the first thing to do, and obviously you can just make them however you want them. So equipment that you'll need obviously is a laminator, and you can probably hear mine in the background. I've already preheated it, but I'll just show you. So it's like this. It's got a few different settings on it. I just got it from Amazon. It was about 20 quid, I think. And it does up to 6mm, which is good because the envelopes are going to be quite thick, so I actually run them through the laminator twice in total. So that's obviously the first thing that you would need. The next thing I think is obviously a cutter. Again, I just got this from Amazon. I think it was £10. It's really good actually. It's not struggled with anything I've cut with it so far. So that's that. And then you'll need 2 different thicknesses of laminate. So I've got a thinner one, which is going to create like the pocket inside. I actually can't remember how thin this is. I don't think it's not quite 3mm. It is quite thin, this one, but it works absolutely fine. And if anything, it's probably better because obviously the laminator will struggle if it's too thick. And then this is 5mm laminate, which is a bit thicker. Well, it's quite a bit thicker, but yeah. So that's that one. So you need those, and then obviously to make them fit in your A6 binder, you'll need a hole punch, which does A6. I got this from Amazon as well. I think it was about £6. But obviously I'm going to use this for a lot of things now, I think. Now I've got the creative bug. And then the last thing I think you'll need, pretty sure, is just a corner cutter. I mean, this isn't essential, but I just find that once you make the envelopes, the corners on the laminate, once you've cut them, can be quite sharp, so I just prefer to corner cut them, but you could use scissors for that. I don't see why not. So right, so the first thing, obviously, once you've printed out your dashboards, now this size you can actually fit 3 like that on one A4 bit of paper, so you can make use of your paper and your laminate as well. Cut these out first, so these need to be cut out first. Next thing is to take the thinner laminate that you have, and at one end obviously it's got the like edge of the pouch at the top. We can cut that off because we don't need that, and it just makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to put it this way around because I need, let me take that out first. So this has a bit you can, yes, couldn't do it then, a bit that you can pull out, which helps to measure. So we'll be using that in a minute. I need to try and make sure I keep this in shot of the camera. So you literally just want to take the very edge off of this because we don't need it. Just like that. And then I'm going to turn this round. I mean, you don't have to do this, but I'm just going to feed it in this way. And I'll move this up so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to line it up with, I want it at 7.5, I think that's centimetres, yeah. I didn't actually measure this, I just kind of put one of these down, but, oh no, that's not right. I'm telling you wrong already. 8.5, 8.5. Because I want this to be, if you line up the bottom of the dashboard along this edge, I want there to be a small lip here, because what I'm hoping to do is create like a bit at the top to sandwich the paper within, just to stop the laminate kind of peeling away over time. Let me try and show you what I mean. This is what I mean about I kind of changed it slightly. So this is obviously one that I made. Can you see, not sure if you can see it, at the very top there's like a really thin line of laminate. So that is just going to stop when you kind of pulling it open like this all the time. It should help keep this stuck, I think, for longer. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. So that's what I'm trying to create here. So get rid of that. So 8.5 centimetres, not 7.5. And then we can cut down like that. And then obviously you can get 3 pockets out of each piece of laminate. That's the best way I've found. Just try and get it as straight as you can. I mean, it doesn't really matter. These are not perfect by any means, but I've made quite a few over the past few weeks, so for me it's definitely been worth learning how to do this and doing it myself, because obviously I would love to buy them from someone and they look so lovely and aesthetic, but it would have cost me a fortune. Obviously because they're expensive because they take so long to make and they're fiddly, which I completely appreciate. Right, then, so you've got 3 pieces like this. This bit is just waste, that can go in the bin. So take one of these and you want to line it to 17 centimetres along the top. Now I'm going to try and do this without getting my head in the picture, because I just want it to be ish straight as I can get it. I think that looks straight. Who knows? Are we still at 17? We are. Let me just check that's correct, because I got the first measurement wrong, didn't I? So let's just double check that that's going to be big enough. Yes, it is. And then cut that. So this bit again is leftover waste, and then that's the size that you want. So I'm just going to do the other 2. 17. Sorry if I'm a bit sniffly, I've got a cold. I'm fine, but I appreciate that can be quite annoying when someone's constantly sniffing on a video, so I'm really trying not to. Okay, so then you've got your 3 little pockets. These are going to create like the pocket inside. So can put this to one side for now. Now this is the bit that I find fiddly. That first bit's easy. It's this bit that gets me. Right. So you've got your thicker laminate. Now I open this ready because otherwise I get in a right faff. So open that ready like that, and then take one of these, and what we're going to do is peel it apart and then fold it round so you've got two shiny sides, can you see that, against each other. And then you just want to line it up. Oh, this is going, I know the screen's going blurry, struggling to focus on the shininess going on here, so sorry about that. Just whilst I line it up, so you just want to get it lined up like so. So you've got a bit on each edge. Don't worry about the bottom edge, that bit's fine, but both sides, and then the top has like a bit of a lip on it. So the first one I'm going to put as close to the top as I can get it, like that. And then it doesn't have to be completely straight. I mean, some of mine have been wonky because you're going to cut these out anyway, so as long as the actual bottom of your dashboard lines up with like the pocket that you've put in there, then that's fine. So I just kind of push that bit down, it just kind of holds it there, and then leave that like that, and then do the same for the next one. So you just want to peel it apart, turn it round, line it up, take your next dashboard, pop it in front, and then just, oh, this is what I think with practice you can kind of get it a bit easier, a bit quicker. So that's that one. See, I shouldn't have fiddled with that because I had it, I think, just right, and now it's not. Okay, and then I'm going to just turn this upside down because what I want to do is pop it as far this way as I can, leaving probably 1/2 centimetre, and then so that the, hold on, I think there is probably good. So you've got about 1/2 centimetre, I'll put my hand there to focus it, about 1/2 centimetre here until the edge of the thicker laminate. We've got enough here because we've got to bear in mind that this is going to be the bottom of this envelope, so this is where our holes are going to go once this is cut out, and then this can go as close to the, so I'm going to put the next one like here. They can go pretty close together because obviously that's going to be cut off there, which leaves us plenty of room here for our holes for the bottom of this envelope. Now this is the bit where I did this before and put one, I can't remember which one, the wrong way round. So once I'd laminated it, this edge was upside down basically. Don't do that because then you have to print everything out again and it's just annoying. So the last one, like so. That's looking pretty good. And then just wanna put it down like that. And then once you've got them in a good place, just flip the laminate over because I did that before and then I knocked it and then I had to do them all again, which is obviously really annoying. So that's that. I hope that makes sense. You've got a nice edge here for this envelope for the holes, and then you've got an edge here for the Mother's Day envelope, with holes, and the same for the Father's Day up at this bit. So now we can pop it through the laminator for the first time. So pick it up carefully. Obviously my laminator is over here, so you're not going to see this bit, but I just kind of hold, you can kind of see I'm holding the edge just until it catches those last two envelopes, just to stop them sliding. It's looking good. Oh, just let that finish going through there, and then what I'm going to do is cut them, and then once I've cut them I put each one through the laminator again, just to make sure that top edge is sealed properly, because when I first did these I noticed that it wasn't quite glued enough. Okay, sorry, I had to sneeze. You don't want to hear that. Right, so this is what we look like first, and obviously it's not completely flat either, so that's another reason why I like to put it through, each one through the laminator again, because the heat allows you to kind of flatten them a bit better. So I'm going to cut them out. I don't think I need this bit now, so I'm going to cut this top one off first. So when you line this up, you can actually see, I hope you can see here, oh yeah, slightly, you can see the edge of like the pocket that you created. We don't want to cut through that on the sides, because that's going to open the pocket from the wrong end. So we want to cut probably about ½ centimetre away from those edges. So because you can see them, you can kind of line it up roughly. And obviously I haven't put these in very straight into the laminate because this is not straight, but that's good. So put those two to the side and we'll deal with this one first. So what I like to do is cut the opening side first, because then I know I've got one straight edge and I can work from that to get all the others straight. So this is the only edge that we're gonna actually cut through, sort of the kind of middle of this border, and that will open up the pocket. So what I do is line up the, from where I'm sitting, the edge of the dashboard with the edge of this bit of plastic, and I find that's a good distance to cut. So, and then this should open. There we go. And so we've got a pocket, which looks good. And as you can see, it's got like an edge on it, which again, that's why I want to pass it through the laminator one more time, just to make sure that there is completely sealed in. I don't want that to separate. So I know we've got one straight edge here, so I can use that to make sure all the others are straight. So the first thing I do is pop it kind of flat against this bit here, and then give ourselves about ½ centimetre again until I can see the edge of the pocket inside. Obviously I don't want to cut through that. And then flip it over and do the same on this side, like that. So that gives us a good border. I mean, it looks like quite a big border, but I just want to make sure there's a plenty of sort of edge there to keep it stuck. I don't want to have to remake these. And then what you can do is push it down to the end here, and then line up the top of the envelope with this the edge of this grid here, and I have found that is a good indicator to cut off this bottom bit, and it leaves plenty of room for the holes there. So cut down there, and that's that. One envelope done. So I'm just going to cut the other two and then I will be back. Okay, all three are all trimmed down. They're all, I was going to say reasonably the right length. That one at the back is quite big. What I'm going to do is pass it through the laminator first, and then I might trim a little bit more off these edges, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so I'm going to put them through the laminator again, and what I'll do is just flip this back so that I can show you with the laminator what I'm going to do. So I just feed it through like this way, and it's still on the 6mm setting. I've not turned it off, so it's nice and warm and hot. So just feed it through. Sorry if you can hear, my tumble dryer's just finished in the background and it's beeping at me. So I might just have to go and get that in a second. So actually this now, you can see the edges have sealed a lot better, being passed through once more. So I'm just going to flatten it. Quickly, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, that's kind of sealed it in a lot better, the edges. So that's good. So I could probably trim a little bit more off that one. So put this one in next. And then it just helps to kind of flatten them a little bit. I don't want them really bent, but like I said, I'm not a professional, so they're not too bad. Okay, nearly done. So yeah, I made about 18 of these last night, I think, for my like annuals binder. And I thought, oh, I'll save the last 3 for the morning because I'd had enough by that point. And then I thought we could do them together. So just flatten that a little bit, and then whilst I'm doing that, I'll just pass. See, this one's the corner bent on that one, look. So this will just help to flatten that out. So, the corner cutter. So it's got a large, medium and small. So I like to use the large. Sorry, this might be a bit loud if you've got headphones on. Maybe turn it down a minute. So I like to use the large on the bottom corners. So I'm just going to do that. On these. Oh, nearly. Concentrate. And then that one. So it just makes them less sort of pointy, because if you catch that kind of by accident, it does hurt. And then I like to do the small for these top corners. I have to use my other hand for this. I just can't do it with my other hand. Okay, I'm not sure where I got to with that. the camera cut me off. So yeah, so that's the small rounded up there. So I'll just go ahead and do those. There we go. So that's all that done. They look good. They're all spot on the right size, so that's good. And then got this beast of a hole punch. Now this is going to be loud. I find this really noisy. And it's actually quite difficult to do. You really have to put some weight on it. So I found that basically I watched a few people with this hole punch, and the end that you pull out, I mean, I actually haven't even used it. I don't even know how you do it. Basically, don't use that to line up your holes because it'll be off. Just try and find the middle of your envelope. So kind of hold it there, and I found mine sit almost exactly between 8 and 8. So I just kind of line them up with that. So I'm doing it like this, and I can see, I'm trying to show you, you can see it's kind of lined up with the 8 there and with the 8 there. So I know that that is the middle, and then just push down. Ooh. Oh. There we go. Holes. So I'll just do the other two. Okay, so that's it. That's the envelopes all done. And they still open up nicely. They fit like normal size trackers and everything. It's a good size actually. So for the Mother's Day and Father's Day, I've made these little inserts so I don't forget how much I'm supposed to be saving, and then if I've saved it or not. Father's Day is fully funded for this year, so that can just go in there. But they also fit all of like the money placeholders that I've made, or like other trackers that I've bought that I've not made myself. They fit, so yeah, just like that. So I'm just going to pop those where they belong, which is in our short term. Also, how cute is, I mean, I know this is a key ring and I'm kind of using it not right, but look at the little cows. Oh, so cute. I love cows. Right, I get distracted. So food and health. So these, obviously I've made all these as well. There you go, there's one with tracker from Cash But Cute. So it fits really well in there. So I'm going to put these, I think, towards the back actually. I'll put miscellaneous, can go right at the back. And then got savings. So Wednesday. Yeah. Cool. So that's all those in there. All done. So obviously I've made like an annuals. So these are the ones I did last night. So I've got everyone's birthday in here that we need to put money aside for. So obviously I've got the next, I think we're fully funded, so we've got June, July, we're fully funded, August, and then we've only got, I think, 5 for this one so far. Yeah, but Father's Day is also fully funded, and our anniversary, which is also August, has got 50 in there, just to go out for dinner or something. So yeah, so because I made all of those, so initially we just had an envelope, which I think I've just saw in here now. Yeah, so we did just have this birthdays, and it had, I think it just had a total of 175, but I just wanted to be able to see exactly where that money was going, and it was kind of stressing me out that if we went over slightly, that there wouldn't then be enough in there for the next person and we'd have to put more money in. And so I wanted to separate it all out into its own like birthday binder, so I know exactly how much is for each person, just to make it a bit easier for me anyway. And then what I did is put this one in here, so this is going to be for my birthday, so this is going to be part of my personal challenges. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've still got 10 in there, so I can use a 10-sided dice to go through there. But I just thought, you know, even if I only end up putting £20 in there over the next year, I can get myself something for my own birthday, which is, it was in April, so I've got nearly a year to get some money in there. So yeah, hopefully that will be good. I think that's it for all of that. So my next video will be in a few days' time after payday for June's cash stuffing, just for my spending money, my own personal money, and then the week after will be cash stuffing for June for our joint expenses, and like a check-in for how the month of May went, and also where we're at with our like savings and sinking funds, because obviously we're going to have a huge expense coming out the end of this month for the van to get that fixed. So yeah, we'll see if we've still increased or if our savings have gone down slightly. But like I said, that's what they're there for, so it's all good. We can build them back up again, doesn't matter. Rather just get things fixed so that, you know, we can use it and we can go on holiday. So yeah, I don't know why I've just started trying to tidy up whilst I'm still talking to you. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me with the sniffing. I've really tried not to do it, like I've just done it. Anyway, I will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to follow me on this journey. I'm not sure where it's going, how it's going to go, but yeah, let's see. Thank you, and I will see you in a few days. Bye.